Welcome to my channel Karma Romance Stories. Please like, subscribe for more videos.
Have you ever trusted someone so completely that you never imagined they could lose everything in silence? I had not seen my son for weeks because he kept telling me his startup was growing and investors were interested. Then one cold evening, I parked at the airport and noticed a familiar car sitting alone in the far corner of the parking lot. Inside, I saw my son asleep in the front seat. His twin babies were sleeping in the back wrapped in small blankets. I knocked on the window expecting an explanation. Instead, I uncovered a family betrayal that changed every life forever. Stay with me because every decision from this moment only made the story more unbelievable. I built my business over 30 years through hard work and sacrifice. My greatest dream was watching my son build something even bigger than I had. When he came to me with a startup idea, I believed in him without hesitation. I invested $300,000 because I trusted his vision and I trusted the family he had built with his wife. At first, everything looked perfect. He showed me presentations. He talked about meetings with investors. He spoke confidently about growth and expansion. Every conversation gave me hope that one day he would become even more successful than I ever was. Then the updates became shorter. He stopped answering my calls. He cancelled family dinners. Whenever I asked about the business, he simply said everything was under control. I wanted to believe him because every parent wants to believe their child is doing well. One evening, I returned from a business trip through the airport. Before leaving the parking lot, I noticed an old sedan parked far away from everyone else. Something about it looked familiar. As I drove closer, I realized it was my son's car. The windows were slightly fogged. The lights were off. I walked carefully toward the vehicle expecting he might just be waiting for someone. Instead, I saw my son asleep behind the steering wheel. His face looked exhausted. In the back seat, the twin babies were sleeping quietly under thin blankets. A few toys were scattered beside them. There were baby bottles and grocery bags filling the floor. I tapped gently on the window. He woke up startled and quickly tried to smile. It was the weakest smile I had ever seen. I asked, "Why are you here?" He looked away before quietly saying, "We have been sleeping here for several nights." My heart stopped. I asked, "Where is your wife?" He lowered his head and whispered she left with her parents. I could not believe what I was hearing. Then I asked the question that had been bothering me for months. "Where is the $300,000 I invested in your startup?" He covered his face with both hands and started crying. He said, "Dad, there is no startup anymore." I felt frozen. He explained that after receiving my investment, his wife insisted her brother should help manage the finances. She claimed her family had business experience and would make everything grow faster. Little by little, the money disappeared. Some were spent on luxury cars. Some paid personal debts. Some bought expensive vacations. Some went into accounts he could no longer access. Whenever he questioned anything, they accused him of being controlling. When he demanded financial records, they called him mentally unstable. His wife even started telling relatives he needed psychiatric help. Soon friends stopped believing him. Potential investors disappeared. Employees resigned. The company collapsed before it ever had a chance to succeed. When the money was gone, his wife left with her parents and blamed him for everything. She filed legal papers claiming he was emotionally unstable and incapable of managing finances. He had almost nothing left except his children. As I listened, I felt anger mixed with heartbreak. Not because the money was gone, because my son had carried this burden alone. I asked why he never called me. He said he was too ashamed. He believed he had failed me. I looked at my grandchildren sleeping peacefully in the backseat and realized they deserved much better than this. That night, I took all three of them home. The next morning, I contacted my attorney. We reviewed every financial transfer connected to the investment, every payment, every account, every signature. The truth slowly appeared. Large amounts had been redirected into businesses owned by members of his wife's family. Luxury purchases matched the missing funds. Documents showed clear patterns of misuse. Our attorney prepared legal action immediately. At the same time, we gathered evidence proving my son had repeatedly asked for financial transparency. The claims that he was mentally unstable quickly fell apart. Medical records showed no diagnosis. Messages revealed he had calmly requested explanations while others insulted and threatened him. The court proceedings lasted several months. Every hearing exposed another hidden transaction, another missing payment, another false statement. Eventually, the judge ruled in our favor on several major financial issues. Assets connected to the missing investment were frozen while investigations continued. More importantly, my son regained confidence. He found honest business partners. He accepted a smaller position in another technology company where integrity mattered more than promises. Instead of chasing quick success, he rebuilt his reputation one step at a time. The twins finally had a stable home. They laughed again. They smiled without fear. Watching them play reminded me that money can be replaced, but family cannot. One evening, my son thanked me. I told him he never needed to thank me because fathers do not stop being fathers when life becomes difficult. They stand beside their children, especially when everyone else walks away. Looking back, I realized the greatest loss was never the investment. The greatest danger was silence. If I had driven past that car without stopping, I might never have known the truth. Sometimes one simple question changes an entire family forever. Success is never measured only by money. It is measured by honesty, courage, and the people who refuse to abandon you during your darkest moments. If someone you love suddenly becomes quiet, do not assume everything is fine. Ask one more question. Listen one more time. Your concern may save a life and protect a family before it is too late.